This is day 12 of Jan&Jonmas. Day 12 is Haugebonden.
Yeah, and this is a lovely track from Norway. It's a lovely song from Norway. We ended up singing this song when we lived in Norway for, between 2018 and 2019. We did a year over there at uni, studying Norwegian folk music. And there was a few of us put together in a little group in one of our classes to sing this song. It was led by one of our friends and a really amazing singer called Mari. And it was just so gorgeous, and it's a Christmas song, and it's, you know, what the album's all about. I ended up singing it on tour last year, and for the album we thought it'd be really nice to get someone who can actually speak the language and do a really good job of it. So we're really, really lucky when we asked Mari if she was up for it, and she said yes.
Yeah, and she absolutely nailed it as well. Like, it was just, I think while we were in the studio, it was a little bit of a kind of last minute decision, I think, to get her involved, because we just kind of assumed it wasn't possible. We applied for a bit of funding to get her flown over from Norway and get her in the studio with us, and flown back again. But just figured it couldn't be done when we didn't get given that funding. So we were in the studio, and Andy went, "Nah, I think we can do it." And so we got behind the microphones and recorded the backing track, and then Mari was on the other end and recorded the vocals, and we pieced it together there and then, and it was lovely.
It was so lovely.
Yeah.
This version was much more sort of simple than the version we did when we were at uni.
Yeah.
We just stripped it right back and just did a sort of cosy 3-part harmony.
It's really nice though, because I think it focuses more on the story as well, and like there are bits in it that I didn't notice when we were singing it over and over again in Norway, that I did notice this time around, and I think that's really nice, even if you don't understand the language. Should
we give it a listen?
Let's do it. It's over 6 minutes long, this one, so I think maybe we'll give it a listen, but I might edit this so that
it's a bit shorter.
Yeah, you can hear a couple of verses, but I do encourage you to listen to the whole thing in your own time.
Det var den heilage julefterskveld. Bonden ville oppfinne limar. Som han kom seg i lunden ut, da høyre han kos Haugebonden rima. Snillan du, det lir han på bonden, kos Haugebonden dansar og rimar. Snillan du, det lir han på bonden, kos Haugebonden dansar og rimar.
I think it's amazing just in those like few years since we last did this with Mari, like how much her voice has developed as well, because like she was incredible then.
She was always really good, and then suddenly
yeah.
Til hiran på bonden, kos Haugebonden dansar og rimar. Snillan du, til hiran på bonden.
I think it's got a real intimate feel to it, this track.
Dei kom meg så vonna en styng, ut av dei sylvar knive. Hadde gode bonden sjå. Deg har silt med hest deres livet.
Those little ornaments she does. They're
They're so spot on, aren't they?
so
Yeah.
tight and subtle.
Mm.
She's incredible. I'll talk a bit about the story of it.
Yeah, let's leave it there.
It's such a beautiful song, and it's got that real close feeling to it. Like when we're singing together, we weren't anywhere near each other, but it's got this. I feel like it's got such a
It's got an intimate sound to it.
yeah,
Isn't it?
it's lovely.
Yeah.
And it feels like this really peaceful track. It's got a kind of Christmas spirit kind of feeling to it. And then you hear about what the story is. And the story is, so Haugebonden is a little barn gnome. I think Bond is gnome and Hauge is barn. So yeah, barn gnome. Little person who shares some land with a farmer, and they get into a fight because I think the little Haugebond starts saying, these children on your land, they're like throwing sticks at me, they're like bullying me. And they get in a bit of an argument, and then the farmer's like, well, you've been living on my boat for free for years. And there's something about a knife involved. I can't remember what the knife is all about. But there's a line, Utar dei silver knive, which is bringing out a silver knife. I don't know who's getting stabbed. Can't really remember. Anyway, they come to an agreement in the end where I think the little barn gnome starts paying rent. I think that's what the story is.
Yeah, it's very, very Christmassy. For such an odd story, it's weirdly popular, and there's some good versions out there.
Is it Tyrrell Tunga do a good version?
They do a great version, yeah.
They varden high like a julaftonskväll.
And actually, if you want a full translation, I think someone on the internet has done quite a good one somewhere. And messaged us at some point.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of messages about this one.
This was our first viral break.
Viral hit, yeah.
And I felt a little bit bad because, like we had sort of 100 followers on Facebook or something like that. And we recorded some Christmas songs and put them on like we did every year. And I remember Mary being like, oh, I'm not that happy with that take. She's like quite a perfectionist and was like, I'm not happy with that take. And I was like, it was great. But don't worry, like no one's gonna see it, Just thinking like it's a song that like when we had the instrumentals in it as well, it was like 8 minutes long. It's not sort of content algorithm friendly stuff.
It was a long track.
But it got hundreds of thousands of views. Like I can't remember how many it got.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
it was mostly on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, for some reason.
A good few thousand on YouTube, but Facebook. Yeah. Back when Facebook was a thing that worked.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Yeah, people just loved it. Got
Yeah.
loads of messages about it constantly, asking for translations and stuff, and we're like,
yeah, that's
sorry.
It, yeah, or like gig offers and things like that.
Yeah. This particular version of the song, it's a medieval Scandinavian ballad. I think it can also be found in Denmark. But this particular version is from Telemark, which is where we studied. We studied in Rowland in Norway in Telemark. And Mary herself is from somewhere in Telemark.
Somewhere in Telemark, yeah.
So yeah, quite nice.
A song sung by a local, which is nice.
Local song. I think because of that, a lot of the dialect's quite hard, even if you speak Norwegian. Like Mary herself said, a lot of the words she wouldn't really know what they meant. Which I suppose is maybe like certain Scots songs for me. Like I would understand the majority of words, but not all of them. It's something really interesting that I loved living in Norway and learning about the language and things like that. Is there's so many dialects that when we were learning, you'd turn around to one of your friends and say, "Oh, can you teach me a word?" They would teach you it. You'd say it to another friend, and they'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. And also, like, learning your words from folk songs is not the way to learn a language.
No.
I remembered learning a new word and was quite excited to use it. And the word was huttimektu, like, and I tried to put it into something and I got laughed at because it was like saying, I don't know, it was like something that your granddad might say, you know, like, and like no one says it anymore. So it was like saying, "Oh goodness gracious," you know, like, yeah. But I got that from a song, Norwegian folk song.
Very good.
Aslak Brekke.
Great singer.
The translation was like, "Oh, how it rumbles, how it tumbles inside me. I'm certainly full of puppies. I'm certainly full of dogs." And then huttimektu, oh my goodness, how it rumbles, how it tumbles inside me. I am certainly full of kittens. I'm certainly full of cats, or something like that. It's a cool tune.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a cool tune! Like, what an amazing thing. I'm going to learn that one. I learnt to sing it, and didn't realise it was about puppies and kittens and cats and things like that. So
that's really funny. I think that's all for Haugebonden. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get to sing that one with Mari again one day.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Tomorrow's the last day. We'll see you then.